While there is still much to be done in the pro-life movement, there is also a lot of good worth highlighting. On each episode, we're going to spotlight a person, a group, or movement building up the culture of life. This first installment of our pro-life focus is powerful. So often when pro-lifers talk about ending abortion, we say we need to be a voice for the voiceless. That, however, does not apply in this case. Today, we introduce you to a woman who survived an abortion attempt and is speaking for herself in a bold way. Weighing less than 3 pounds, Melissa Oden was born beating the odds. She is a survivor of a failed saline infusion abortion.
God did have a plan.
It's a procedure that injects a toxic salt solution into the amniotic fluid surrounding a preborn child. Cared for by NICU nurses at first, baby Melissa was soon adopted into a loving home. Now, Oden is a wife and mother, a Catholic convert, and a pro-life advocate, with speeches spanning from pregnancy centers to Capitol Hill.
I'm here today to share my story to not only highlight the horror of abortion taking place at Planned Parenthood, but to give a voice to other survivors like me.
It's a journey detailed in her new memoir, You Carried Me, released this month. Melissa recounts a series of tough truths, including when she, as a teenager, learned about the abortion attempt on her life.
To be 14 years old, it absolutely devastated my life. And I think like so many young people, right, I didn't want anybody else to know how much I was hurting.
So Melissa turned to what she calls her unholy trinity of coping mechanisms: bulimia, alcohol, and sex.
People often ask me, how did you ever come out of that? And I always say it really wasn't me. It wasn't. It was the grace of God that saved me. And I had to be willing to wake up and every day say, you know what, I'm not going to do that today, right?
The focus of the memoir continues onto Melissa's search for her birth mother as she wonders whose blood runs through my veins. She discovers her birth mother was a 19-year-old college student pressured to get an abortion. She thought Melissa had been dead for over 30 years. Oden's perspective throughout the journey is strikingly compassionate. Tell us how you came to have that approach.
It's a response that I think has deepened over time. I've always loved her, but my love for her deepens year after year. And not just because the circumstances of her life and mine are now different, right? I know the truth about how she was forced into that abortion. But I think the older I get, the more I learn how to love people and respect them for who they are. And I think motherhood has been a bond that she and I can really connect on that level. And so it's a love story, right? It's a love story that God wrote, and man attempted to rewrite that whole story. And God's story wins in the end.
Now, you had finished this book, you had finished your memoir, you were done, and then something happened. And then you met your birth mother for the first time. Tell us about that.
Whew. That's where I have to take a deep breath. After everything I've gone through in my life and my healing from it, my tears are not tears of pain. My tears are just tears of incredible gratitude, right? I was not expecting to meet her in the course of the last few months. We have spent years getting to know one another, build trust, uncover secrets together. And so we met face to face for this first time early this summer. And I guess the short version of that would be it was everything I ever could have expected and more. To know that she spent over 30 years of her life believing that I had died at the hospital, how she suffered from immense regret and guilt. And then to have the opportunity to know that her child is alive and loves her and has forgiven her, and then get to meet face to face. Yeah, my excitement was for her probably more than me, but it was life-changing. I will never forget the moment that I saw her and we got to embrace, and I think the words that came out of my mouth was, "It's been a long time."